Hi, I'm Rebecca Popken, and this is my biology role model project. The biologist I chose as a role model is Briana Pobriner. She is a paleoanthropologist whose research centers on the evolution of human diet with a focus on meat eating. Paleoanthropology is a subfield of biological anthropology, and it's really interesting to me because it bridges so many different sciences from ecology and anatomy and geology and zoology. It's really just so collaborative. She holds a bachelor's degree from Bryn Mawr College, where she developed her own major called evolutionary studies, and a master's and PhD in anthropology from Rutgers University. Brianna is also an associate research professor of anthropology in the Center for the Advanced Study of Human Paleobiology at George Washington University. She joined the Smithsonian Institute in 2005 to help put together the Hall of Human Origins and now leads their education and outreach efforts, which includes managing the public programs, website content, social media, and exhibition volunteer training. I identify with Dr. Pobiner because I also have a background in anthropology, and human evolution was absolutely one of my favorite classes. And it's fun to actually see the fossils and look at evolutionary history on a tangible level and be able to hold them in your hand. While I couldn't find any hobbies or interests of hers, she did state that one of her favorite parts of field research was watching lions eat their prey and then scavenging the bones to study. And we'll kind of touch on that in a little bit. This is a recently published article that describes a taxonomic study on a tibial specimen found in Kubifora, Kenya. Kubifora is very famous for its archaeological preservation of fossils, including Australopithecus afarensis, Homo habilis, and Homo erectus. We can make logical assumptions about the past based on what we know about the present day, but what evidence actually is there? This study tries to answer the question of, is there evidence for what we can imagine happening? And turns out there is, which is kind of fun. This shows early hominins have been victims of predation, including by other species of hominins, yet the motivation behind it remains unclear. This tibia is approximately 1.45 million years old and is shown to have 11 markings on it, 9 of which are cut marks and 2 are teeth marks. It identifies the first and so far only cut marks that have been identified on a postcranial hominin fossil from the early Pleistocene. This specimen is from an unidentified species, but it is some of the earliest evidence we have of butchering. Here we have a closer look at the tibia displaying the markings on the shaft. Labels 1 through 4 and 7 through 11 are cut marks, but 5 and 6 are from a tooth. The image on the right shows a three-dimensional rendering of the mark in comparison to a known modern lion specimen. This details that early hominins were eaten for food and how we can compare modern practices to prehistoric evidence. Archaeological studies are often at the mercy of preservation. Bone is excellent at becoming part of the fossil record, whereas organic materials like wood or hide are not. Future research would benefit from additional work with other raw materials and the design of future studies with replication of other tools. There are always new discoveries that are changing the trajectory of research and what we know about human evolution.